How many of you are there?
Not enough.
8 people abducted from or near Star Labs. Here's the potential perp.
Parademons.
Okay.
The demons must have caught the scent of the mother box. They carried people away to find out what they know.
So the 8 may still be alive.
9.
Oh.
The head of Star Labs was taken as well.
You made it. So then, there must be a nest nearby.
I plotted all the sightings in Metropolis, Gotham. No pattern I can see. The lines on the map don't converge.
On land. These lead back to Braxton Island, between the 2 cities.
Gotham Harbor. These are air vents. They all lead down to the tunnel to Metropolis project that was abandoned in the 29.
Do you really think that...
Oh, wow, they really just vanish. Huh? Oh. That's rude.
Heads up! Thanks, Alfred. But I'll take it from here.
Do I know you? Primitive beings.
What are we under right now?
Gotham Harbor.
Come on!
I know you have abilities. I just don't know what they are.
My special skills include viola, web design, fluent in sign language, gorilla sign language.
Silica-based quartz sand fabric. Abrasion resistant. Heat resistant.
Yeah, I do competitive ice dancing.
What they use on the space shuttle to prevent it from burning up on re-entry.
I do very competitive ice dancing. Whoever you're looking for, it's not me. You're the Batman?
So you're fast.
That feels like an
I'm
oversimplification.
putting together a team. People with special abilities. You see, I believe enemies are coming.
Stop right there. I'm in.
You are?
Yeah, I need friends.
Hey everybody, a whole bunch of Justice League just dropped, so let's break it down. There were a bunch of Easter eggs for classic stuff, especially that Danny Elfman Easter egg you guys probably heard at the beginning of that. There's going to be a whole bunch of comic book stuff coming up between Avengers Infinity War and all the Justice League stuff that'll be dropping soon, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's a ticket giveaway that I'll explain at the end of the video too. The scenes give you a pretty good idea for the character interactions. Obviously, Steppenwolf versus the Justice League is really badass. It just gives you a sense for his power levels. Like, there's no way they're going to be able to stop him before Superman comes back. So it really just gives us our first up-close, high-definition look at him, and it probably just took him that long to finish the CG on him, which is probably why you haven't seen him in trailers before. And I think they wanted to avoid some of the doomsday problems they had with Batman v Superman trailers. But I think the better analogy for that is revealing Superman. Like, Superman is supposed to be the big surprise of the film. Steppenwolf we saw during that deleted scene in Batman v Superman, so we already kind of knew what he was going to look like. But it's cool to see Cyborg take over Batman's crawler and reconfigure it based on his technology. The mother box that's fused with him evolves over time based on his needs. So if there's some new situation that demands new weaponry or new defensive capabilities, the suit will just manifest that as he needs it. But it's also cool to hear Batman explain the Flash's suit. And just starting with the beginning and going through the Easter eggs as we go along, I cut this way down. There was some more footage, but it was footage that we've already seen before, so I didn't want to include it just because it felt redundant. But we start with the classic Danny Elfman Batman theme from the '89 movie. They reused that for the animated series. Most people probably remember it from the animated series. But raise your hand if you're old enough to have seen that Batman '89 film in the theater. That was so badass when it dropped, but it is funny to go back and watch it now just to see how styles have changed since then. But we hear them talking about mother boxes. The parademons have their scent. They're trying to track down the one that's in Cyborg, so they're capturing humans that they think can lead them to it. They say they just captured Cyborg's father. We saw that during a previous trailer. This is what he looks like. And this is another trailer where we actually see what the mother box itself looks like. Cyborg's carrying it around. Probably one of the coolest Easter eggs from that Flash clip, though, is where he says he's fluent in Gorilla Sign Language. That's just a Gorilla Grodd Easter egg, so it implies that we'll see a version of Gorilla Grodd when we get to the Flash movie. Now, truth be told, they wrote the script for Justice League before they had a clear plan for what the Flash movie was going to be. But there have been so many reshoots that I think that if they didn't want to tee up Gorilla Grodd in a future movie, they would have taken that line of dialogue out. I think I've talked about the Rick and Morty episode playing in the background in a different video, but it's just funny to see that pop up in the DC universe. So Rick and Morty is a show that exists in the DC universe. You can see Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland cheering in the background when they're talking about the fight with Steppenwolf, and they say that it's in the tunnels to the abandoned Metropolis project in 1929. The only real big thing that happened in comics in 1929 is that Buck Rogers debuted. Batman, Superman, they didn't debut till the late 30s, so there wasn't any DC Comics stuff happening in 1929. But let me know in the comments, what other Easter eggs are you hoping to find? They probably cut a giant portion of the film out. Like, they probably filmed what could have been a 4-hour movie, but it's closer to like 2 hours. So there's probably a shit ton of Easter eggs that didn't make the final cut that they'll just include when they get to the DVD. They've done a good job, like with the extended cut of Batman v Superman. You get a couple of extra big Watchmen Easter eggs, just for moments that weren't super critical to the theatrical cut. But that's one of the most fun things now, is like when they do shoot an epically long film and just pack it full of really cool stuff that never ends up making it to the screen. The completionist in you just wants to know what that was, even if it wasn't super important for the story. Probably the only other really cool new thing about this is you get a better look for how Aquaman's trident works and what he looks like when he's swimming through water. Like, we've seen him underwater, but you haven't seen any extended scenes with him yet. So the way Jason Momoa describes it, and he's mostly talking about the Aquaman movie because most of that will be underwater, is that people in the water environment feels a lot like outer space. So think about the way people feel in an outer space movie that'll be kind of like the environment of Atlantis, albeit with, sort of that blue tinge. It'll be interesting to see how they accomplish that CG, and if it looks very close to Justice League, or if they decide to tweak that a little bit, because usually even within the course of a year, CG gets really good, and if they find they spend a lot of time working on something and they think of something better along the way, they'll incorporate that into the next film. There might be a little bit more footage, but just let me know what kind of videos you want me to do if you have any specific requests. But there'll be a whole bunch of Infinity War, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and obviously Justice League and Aquaman stuff. They haven't said anything official, but they finished shooting the Aquaman movie a while ago, so I think they have enough footage to cut a trailer or a teaser to release sometime before the end of the year. So we'll probably get a really good look at that. But there's a new round of the Justice League ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on the video. Congratulations to the winner from the last video, Ren Goku. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. You can click here for all my Thor Ragnarok Easter eggs and post-credits videos, and you can click here to learn all about that Superman prequel show that's debuting next year. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.